What is up, guys? PetriFy here. In today's video, I'm going to show you guys the best S&D competitive class setups to use for the roles that you guys would play in Search and Destroy. There's 5 roles for 4 people as a team and competitive wise. Usually there's 4 people, but there is 5 roles that 4 people can play. Personally, for my team, I am bomb carrier. But before we get in these class setups to show you guys each role that you guys would play with these class setups, I just want to apologize for my voice. I am losing my voice, and I want to apologize for not uploading the past 2 days. I've been taking my holiday vacation, I guess you could say, and I also got sick during this vacation, and my throat has been hurting me like crazy. But anyways, let's get straight into this class setup, starting off with my class setup that I use pretty much every single game as bomb carrier for my team. I use the M8. This is what I use on offense and defense most of the time, but for bomb carrier, you need a gun that's sort of long range so you guys can sit back and wait for picks and basically protect yourself until your teammate gets that first pick. Now, if you guys don't know the roles in Search and Destroy, there's a guy that has bomb, of course, bomb carrier. Then there's a guy that watches flank at all times, and also there's usually a guy that either watches mid or sits with the bomb carrier and helps him out. And then there's a 4th person that plays for picks and plays for callouts. Basically, the guy that plays for picks uses a sniper and overkill or just a secondary, and he just basically looks mid-map and see where everybody goes. But that's probably one of the most important roles on your 4 team is playing for picks and seeing callouts. So whoever has the sniper and overkill has to be very good at it so you guys can know where you should go with the bomb. Now, starting into my bomb carrier class setup, I use the M8 like I said. I use the M8 with elo sight, quick draw, and stock. Now, reason why I don't put 4 attachments, if I wasn't using bomb carrier, or if I was in bomb carrier, I would usually put these 3 attachments and a 4th attachment, and I would use long barrel because long barrel usually actually helps the M8 out a lot. You'll get a lot more one burst if you guys use long barrel. I absolutely guarantee that. But since I'm bomb carrier, I use 3 attachments so I can have all of my perks that I need for bomb carrier. Now, going into the secondary, I do use secondary just in case if I do run out of ammo in my M8s. Usually that doesn't happen, but if you guys are playing slow on offense, usually it does happen if you guys are playing for picks. Now, I run secondary. Unfortunately, I play UMGs, so I don't know how it is on MLG rules, but on UMGs, LCAR 9 is banned. Because everybody was overusing it, 2 shots everybody up close, so it's a good thing that is banned, but I use the RK5. Moving on to the perks, I use Blast Suppressor and Dead Silence, of course. Pretty much everybody uses that. If you don't, you should, no matter what. Going on to perk number 1, I use Flak Jacket because I am bomb carrier. I had to get bombed down, and a lot of people like to nade bomb sites, and if I get naded, I will eat that nade and I'll continue planning. Now, that is very important if you guys are in a 2v1 situation and the guy throws a nade and I eat the nade, so he knows I'm at that bomb, but I have a second teammate with me. So Flak Jacket is very important as a bomb carrier so you guys don't get naded off bombs. Now, going for perk number 2 is Fast Hand, so I can switch to my secondary real quick if I have to. Honestly, secondary is very clutch in this game. I recommend using a secondary if you guys are using a class like mine. Alright, that is my bomb carrier class setup. Usually I use this on defense also. I just protect bombs. That's what you're supposed to do on defense. Don't push up at all. Definitely protect the bombs in this game. You have to play slow and Search and Destroy in this game. Now, going into the role of a guy that either sits mid and waits for somebody to push mid, or just sits with the bomb carrier. If I was somebody that sat with me as a bomb carrier, I would use the Man of War. On my host, when I use this, I just 3-shot and 2-shot everybody. It's pretty amazing. But anyways, I would use quick draw, grip, and stock. Sometimes I don't put stock on because I really don't see that much of a difference when I use stock on the Man of War, but stock does help in some gunfights. Now, the perks that I would use is Blast Suppressor, Dead Silence, and Flak Jacket. Why Flak Jacket? Because you're going to be sitting with the bomb carrier close by him so he can get the bomb down, and if somebody tries trading off the bomb, you'll be right next to him. So if somebody does nade the bomb carrier while you're close by him, you guys will eat the nade and you won't die by the bomb if you guys Flak Jacket. That is very important to me if you're sitting with the bomb carrier, but I see flak jacket to be very important in this play role. So that's going to be end of this this class setup. Going on to the guy that sits mid and tries to pick people and call out, things like that. My teammate, he likes to use the sniper rifle, the Draken. He puts thermal on it, and he puts fast mags. I don't really understand why he would put fast mags, but I don't care. This is his class setup. He's very good with it, so I'm just going to keep this class set up. Why would I use the Drake and Josh if I was a spotter to call out, things like that? I would use this because it literally 2 shots. I know other snipers 1 shot, but you have a better chance to spray with this and get a kill than actually hitting that 1 shot, because people have boost and things like that. It's a 1-shot headshot from any range, and it 2 shots people from any range. It's really good. And the guy that usually uses the sniper for picks usually use overkill. So the overkill weapon that my teammate usually uses, Vesper, Pharaoh, or VMP. I think he usually uses the VMP, but personally I would use the Vesper, and I would put extended mags on this because it runs out of ammo very quick, shoots really fast. Now the perks that I would use is Blast Suppressor, Dead Silence, of course. Same thing everybody uses. I would use Fast Hand so I can switch to my secondary faster. I would say Flak Jacket if you guys go to the same exact spot every single round, which I do not recommend that, or else you're going to get picked or naded, one or the other. So definitely change up your play style every once in a while so the enemy team don't know exactly where you're at. You don't want to get naded or get picked. So that's why I don't use Flak Jacket on this class. Now that's going to be into that role, and let's go on to the last role, which is basically the person that sits in corners and spawn, close to spawn, and waits for that one enemy that usually always flanks your team. Now for this class, I would be using an SMG. This class is for rushing and to protect your teammates for flank, things like that. And I would use the VMP on this class setup. I would use Quick Draw, Grip, and Long Barrel. Alright, there is that class setup. Perks, Blast Suppressor, Dead Silence, of course. And I would use Flak Jacket and oops, I didn't mean to do that. I would use Flak Jacket and maybe a concussion. Now this class setup is to stop people from flanking your team when they're going towards a different bomb site. Usually on every search and destroy game, 2s, 3s, 4s, all of those, there is somebody that usually flanks your team. And this is very important to protect your flank at all times because it could completely destroy your team. So this role is for the person that likes to sit in a corner and wait for the person that flanks. Now I'm going to be doing one more class setup for people that like to rush and search and destroy. This class setup is completely, it destroys. Quick Draw, Grip, extended mags. Quick Draw and Grip on the Vesper is clutch. You don't need a grip, you don't need a long barrel, you don't need any of that. This thing is so accurate and it shoots very fast. Now moving on to the perks, Blast Suppressor, Dead Silence, of course. And you guys, since this is a rushing class, I'm mainly going to be putting the rushing perks on. But the first thing you want to put on is Flak Jacket so you don't get naded going towards your rush. And the other perk is Afterburner so you guys can boost around the map a lot more and get to places faster. I usually put one more stun on it so you guys can get out of bad situations if you guys are in one. And this is a class setup I would use if I was rushing with my team or anything like that. But that is going to be the end of this class setup video for competitive search and destroy. Hopefully I helped you guys in any way. If I did, please like, comment, subscribe. Talk to you guys later in the next video. Peace out.